In the last video, I brought this iMac back to life, from a pretty rough-looking machine into something that was almost perfect again. But there's one big problem. This iMac is 17 years old. The hardware is simply too weak, and that means gaming performance has always been limited. Frames per second never really goes beyond what you'd call acceptable. Last time I tested it using Windows, and as we all know, Windows isn't exactly known for being friendly to very old hardware. So in this video, I'm taking a completely different approach. We're switching to Linux to see if it can squeeze out more performance and give this aging iMac a second chance at gaming. Let's see how far we can push it. I'll be honest, I've lived through Windows XP all the way to Windows 11, and somehow I'd never seriously tried Linux. This is actually my very first real Linux experience. Before jumping in, I did a bit of research, and one thing kept coming up over and over again. Linux isn't exactly great with NVIDIA hardware, especially when that hardware is old. And of course, this machine checks both boxes, old and NVIDIA. The problem is, Linux has hundreds of different distros, which sounds cool, until you actually have to pick one. I did consider Bazite, but its main goal is modern PC gaming, basically a Steam Deck-style experience. And when it comes to Linux drivers right now, support for legacy NVIDIA hardware is either pretty rough or straight up gone. So the big question became, which distro should I use to get the best performance out of this thing? At that point, I had no choice. I went to ChatGPT to find a starting point. At this point, the virtual assistant suggested MX Linux, XFCE. And honestly, that sounded reasonable enough, so I decided to jump right in and install it. The goal here is simple: to see whether Linux can actually perform any better than Windows on this machine. First, I went looking for the MX Linux 20.3 XFCE ISO. After finding it and downloading the file, the next step was preparing a 16GB USB drive to turn it into a bootable installer. The process itself was pretty straightforward. I selected Disk or ISO, clicked Select, chose the ISO file I had just downloaded, left all the settings as default, and kept clicking OK until everything was done. After that, it was just a waiting game. The USB creation process took about 5 minutes, and once it finished, I booted straight into the USB. Unfortunately, that's when things got weird. The screen suddenly looked blurry and washed out, like I forgot to put on my glasses. Except I don't wear glasses. I tried installing the Nouveau driver using terminal commands, but that went absolutely nowhere. Then I found a solution that was almost embarrassingly simple. I went into display settings, lowered the screen resolution, hit apply, and then immediately switched it back to the original resolution. And just like that, problem fixed. This issue is actually pretty common on older iMacs, since modern operating systems aren't exactly best friends with very old hardware. Next comes a very important step: installing the operating system onto the internal drive. First, I selected the language and clicked Continue. Then at the disk selection screen, I didn't really need to do anything, because the installer automatically handled partitioning for me. All I had to do was click Continue, set up a username and password, and that was it. This was the final step, and with that, the operating system installation was complete. After that, I went ahead and installed Steam to start gaming. I tested Left 4 Dead 2, and that's when I noticed something was seriously wrong. The GPU wasn't being used at all, which meant the game was running purely on the CPU, and yeah, the experience was pretty bad. After digging around for a bit, I found the real reason. This Linux version no longer supports very old GPUs like the GT120, so my solution was to roll back to an older Linux version, specifically Linux Mint 19.3. And luckily, older drivers like NVIDIA 304 still support the GT102 perfectly fine. After that, I reinstalled Steam and a few more games. But before jumping back into gaming, I want to talk a bit about the pros and cons of this Linux experience. First of all, Linux just feels lighter and more relaxed to use, especially when it comes to privacy. Unlike Windows or macOS, with all the telemetry, ads, bloatware, and being pushed into accounts and services, Linux actually gives me full control over my system. When using the browser, I immediately noticed how lightweight and responsive it feels. It opens fast and just gets out of the way. Since it's based on Firefox, I also feel more comfortable about security and privacy. The interface is clean, there's very little clutter, and after a short time, everything feels natural. The keyboard shortcuts are especially nice. Once you get used to them, your workflow becomes way smoother than before. As I got more comfortable with the system, I started noticing another big advantage that I actually use a lot: local file sharing. When I need to send files over the same network, it's incredibly fast and simple. No accounts, no logins, no cloud nonsense. Just open the app, pick the file, send it, and the other device receives it almost instantly. It works across different devices too, and honestly, sometimes it feels just as convenient, if not better, than AirDrop. For work and school, I've been using a free Office suite on Linux, mainly LibreOffice, and I was genuinely surprised. Opening and editing Word documents, PDF, and PowerPoint files works perfectly fine, and compatibility with my university documents has been great. I use it daily, and honestly, I rarely run into any problems. And on top of all that, Linux comes with a ton of small quality-of-life features that actually feel like they were designed with the user in mind. Things Windows just doesn't really offer. So those were the strengths I experienced. Now let's move on to performance testing. First up, YouTube video playback. At 720p, everything runs perfectly fine, with CPU usage sitting at around 50%. But once I switch to 1080p, the system starts to show its true colors. CPU usage shoots up to over 90%, and after watching for a while, the video starts to stutter and lag. So in this case, there's really no difference compared to Windows. Now when it comes to gaming performance, this is where things actually surprised me. At a 2-chunk render distance, Linux delivers significantly higher frames per second. The highest number I recorded was around 150 frames per second on Linux, while on Windows, I could only get about 110 frames per second. That's a pretty noticeable difference, especially on the same hardware. After that, I moved on to testing games on Steam, and this is where problems started to show up. Some games simply wouldn't launch at all after clicking the play button. I tried everything, restarting, resetting, checking settings, but nothing worked like it did on Linux Mint 20.3. And the likely reason is that Linux Mint 19.3 is simply too old for the current versions of Steam and Proton. On top of that, the GT120 doesn't support modern graphics APs like Vulkan, which makes compatibility even worse. On Mint 20.3, these issues happen less often thanks to a newer system and better Steam compatibility, even though the hardware itself hasn't changed at all. So at this point, I started wondering, would switching to Windows 7 actually make a difference? This OS came out around the same time as the iMac. 2009, driver support feels more natural, and it was even officially supported by Apple through Boot Camp. On top of that, Windows 7 is much lighter than Windows 10 or 11. Fewer background services, less stuff running all the time, which honestly sounds like a perfect match for an old Core 2 Duo and a GT120. I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the interface. Let's jump straight into game testing. First up is Minecraft, running at the lowest render distance. FPS sits around 100, with the highest number I recorded being about 144 frames per second. Overall, that's still better than Windows 10, but nothing mind-blowing. When moving on to Steam games, Windows 7 doesn't really pull ahead. Performance is mostly on par with Windows 10. A good example is Left 4 Dead. On both operating systems, FPS hovers around 50 frames per second. Then I tested Tomb Raider, and this one really made me rethink things. Here, Windows 7 only manages about 40 frames per second, and during explosions or heavy effects, it can drop all the way down to 20 frames per second. Meanwhile, Windows 10 actually performs better in this game, delivering around 50 frames per second. So yeah, lighter doesn't always mean faster, at least not in every situation. So can Linux save a 2009 iMac from the trash? The answer is yes, but with realistic expectations. Linux doesn't turn this 17-year-old iMac into a modern gaming machine. Heavy video playback still struggles, and modern Steam games are limited by old NVIDIA hardware. However, Linux proves it can squeeze more performance out of the same system, especially in lighter games and everyday use. The system feels faster, cleaner, and far more under control than Windows. In the end, Linux doesn't perform miracles, but it does give this old iMac a second life and a real reason to keep using it.